And go.
All right, so in this debate, we are representing the pro homework side. They are for abolish. They want to abolish homework. Now, three teachers in here. You all know the benefits and downfalls of homework already. But one thing about homework, students only learn when they do homework. In school, students do everything together as a class, and if they aren't paying attention, and let's face it, how many of you guys, raise your hand, have you zoned out in class? Raise your hand if you guys, have you ever zoned out? You better raise your hand.
Thanks.
Raise your hand. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, if they aren't paying attention when the test comes around, they're not gonna have any idea how to do it. They won't even know you covered it because they were zoned out or playing with the paperclip or, yeah. Anyway, with homework, kids are required to look at the information and do it themselves and figure it out. A new study published March 16th by the American Psychological Association's Journal of Educational Psychology analyzed the math and science homework habits of more than 7,000 students. This study showed that students do much better when given homework than students who weren't given any homework to do. Now, I'm not saying that students should get hours upon hours of homework. I'm saying a moderate amount of homework will help students learn and leave plenty of time to spend with their families and friends doing whatever fun things you want to do. Teachers, you three, you know better than anyone the positive role homework plays on students in school. Without homework, students wouldn't learn. Yeah. In math classes, the teacher gives you a problem, and then the teacher shows you how to solve it. Yeah, you solve the problem on your own, but you're just imitating the teacher's solution. You're not learning how to solve problems yourself. In the real world, if you run into a problem and you don't know how to fix it, there's not some teacher standing back there that you go, how do I do? No, you have to figure it out on your own. Homework helps us do that. Without homework, students will be revoked of what little chance they had to learn on how to solve their own problems. We are already below China in math and science. Do you want us to get lower? Of course not. This is why we need homework. We need to work hard and fight back. We need our students to be better than ever before. America.
Okay. So you started out with why homework is better to do in class because you zone out and stuff. Can you cite that, please?
Cite my source.
Cite the source that you use.
We got it through the Search Issues researcher.
And your article was?
The article was, it was a publication from the Columbia Chronicle from Columbia College, Chicago, Illinois, by Max Green.
Okay. And then another citation is you talked about the math class, about how the teachers and stuff help you through it, but can you cite that part that you spoke about, the math?
Well, that's just like common stuff that I've gathered from school. When you're doing a math problem in school, well, at least here, teacher shows you how to do the math problem, and then you just copy their method and do the problem
That's
yourself.
taking notes to the
Yeah.
future when you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
What about-
you solve the problems, you copy the
That
same
next
method.
question, please.
You don't figure out how to do it, most of the time.
They explain.
Alright, okay, what about kids whose parents can't help them at home? A lot of homework, kids go home and ask their parents for help. What about the kids whose parents might be foreign, or kids whose parents maybe only didn't receive that, or like, as me, I'm an algebra too, my mom can't help me with that homework, so it's a lot harder. And
That is
what
the
about
point of homework. You learn and you solve problems on
Do
your
you
own.
have a teacher at home that is there to help you?
No, you don't. That's the point of it.
That's one yes, that's a good question.
In real life, do you have a teacher sitting right beside you telling you how to do stuff?
When you're at
No.
school, yes.
I'm talking when you grow up and you are
When
at
you're
a
at
job.
home.
You don't have a teacher telling you how to do stuff.
Okay, next question.
What about the kids with problems at home, kids who have difficulties with their parents, or can't be able to do their homework because maybe they're taking care of their siblings? How does that affect them? How do they do homework if they have to be taking care of siblings, or taking care of the house, or doing whatever else?
Then there are other issues there that should be addressed by other parts. Homework, that's the only way they're gonna learn. And if they don't do their homework, they're not gonna learn how to do stuff. Oh, boy,
So do you personally like homework?
I do indeed. I think it is a necessary tool in learning.
So you're telling me that if you didn't have homework, you would not have good grades?
If we didn't have homework, my grades would not be as good as they are right now, no.
Okay.
What about more involvement in class? What about doing homework as far as doing it in class, getting more students involved? You know, we all have those shy students who don't wanna speak, or teachers don't call on them. What about getting everybody involved in class to do homework then? They would learn more than going home and giving it and telling them to do it at home.
Exactly.
Now, where that might work in small schools like this, when you have a school with 400 people in a class, it would be very, very hard to have each student do several problems in
That's why
class.
there are classes to help those people.
That completely goes against what you just said.
Next question.
Next question.
I'm just, sorry, are you Mr. Richard and Miss Schumacher, are you judges?
No, they're not.
No, then you can't really.
I can talk to, I can address them, I can address their presence.
Okay, that's it.
Good to go.
Okay, so 80% of you judges are students, right? So how many of you don't like homework? Rachel, you can all raise your hand. Exactly. How many of you are either in sports or have other outside of school activity or even inside in clubs and don't really have time for homework? Exactly. The presence of homework is negatively affecting the health of our young people and the quality of family time, says New York Times in June 2011. From the 2014 Brown Center Report of American Education, 66% of teenagers are socializing with friends. 53% are in sports, 41% are working, 38% are studying, and 26% are social networking. So we don't really have time to do that. Again, from New York Times, kids spending more than 2 hours on homework are from age 9 are 5%, 13 age 13 17%, age 17 are 13%. Kids with 4 hours of homework in 2012, age 9 are 22%, age 13 21%, and age 17 27%. A reason why we should not have homework. Kids already have 7 hours of school. You start at 8, and you finish around 3. So during all that time, I think you would have enough time to learn or to work in class instead of taking your work at home that your parents maybe cannot help you, like Lizzie said earlier, and that you would need help that you can't get. Adults have similar schedule and they come home exhausted, and yet they can't understand why your kids have troubles focusing at the end of the full day. Another reason, it's counterintuitive to make children spend too many hours. That word means hours on studying. Sorry. That word means that you may think that's wrong, but it's right. So it too many hours studying is not good for you. If an adult has attention problem, it's nothing compared to you people. I mean, like kids and our age, because our brain are still developing, and it's not very healthy again. And it's crucial to have exercise and have free time. What could take for you 30 minutes, maybe for Peyton, when he does his homework, maybe it take 30 minutes, but for other kids it may take 2 hours because you're focused on other thing, you get distracted after a long hour of a long day at school. You may not want to do homework because you just spent 7 hours to do a lot of work. Another reason, getting some sun and exercise is crucial for health. If you're caught in school during the day, your homework, and you have homework coming back to school, it's develop poor health. And when you come back to school, you should go out. It's a time to go outside to exercise your body, your muscles. Because when you're at school, you just sit there all day and you don't really do any exercise unless you're in PE. But personally, I already did PE, so I don't get exercise during school.
I'm sorry.
Another reason, per day you get 7 hours of school, 28 hours per week, plus you get student help. So that time should be good enough to learn what you need to learn, what your lessons are that teachers are giving you, to being able to not have homework coming back from school. That's saying if you have a good teacher that can help you with your need and everything. Another reason, having a social life and a family is important. You should. Okay, it should be your life should be balanced. When adults they can get angry if their personal life and involved with their professional life. That's why after work they go out with friends or they do some stuff that is not related to work. Students should have the same respect. We should, like at school, we can do our work and everything, be involved with that. But after school, you should have time to do your hobbies, and your social life, exercise, and time to relax after a long day of school. And that source is mathprepar.com.
And go.
Alright, so you guys said something about 66% of teenagers, what was that again?
66% of teenagers socialize with friends.
Socialize with friends?
Mm-hmm.
Only 66% of teenagers socialize with
That's what my source said.
friends. And what was your argument based on that fact?
My argument.
So what does that mean?
What were you?
That there's 44% that are don't have time to socialize.
Do you have any way to collect or connect that with the presence of homework?
That after school, usually when you socialize with friends, like real socializing, and just say, hey, hi, that, what am I saying? Okay, that, I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay,
What was your
take
question
time
again,
to compose your thought. He asked if you had a connection between a lack of socializing and homework.
The presence of
So
homework.
after school, usually that's when you hang out with your friends or over the weekend, or sometimes over the weekend you have homework. But after school, that's when you socialize the most with your friends.
Is there any statistical evidence proving that the reason those 44% aren't socializing is because of homework, or is it just
No, you
whatever?
also work, you don't only have homework, you have work, you have family, you have chores.
So there's no proof that that's the reason. There's no proof that homework is the reason they're not socializing. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, another thing, your free time or your argument about not having enough free time to do stuff is completely invalid. Because what we are arguing for is a moderate amount of homework that will help students learn and develop their education. And you guys were taking the extremes of it.
Well, right
You-
now, we don't really have enough time to do what we need to do. At this moment, the amount of homework that we have right
The
now.
amount of homework she's talking about, the amount of homework now, as far as, people who get homework and they take, say you get about an hour to an hour and a half of math homework, depending on what math you're in. You've got your English homework, you've got science homework, you've got all these amounts of homework, it all adds up in the end as far as we have it. And it really takes a toll on the individual itself to spend this much time on homework, as she pointed out, you get distracted, or kids may, have
So
problems
what's the
with it.
alternative?
The alternative is,
Yeah.
to doing homework in school, having,
And
you get more involved.
like you.
Oh, so you are pro homework as long as it's only in school?
No.
Yes.
Independent work in class. That's
Okay, you guys just disagreed with each other, work it out.
No, the
Nope.
No.
homework is to take home that we're talking about right now. What we would suggest independent work in class. It would be like homework assignment, but you would do in class.
This way the teacher's there to help you if you need help, or partner classing, like in Miss Sunday's class, she has this partner up to do labs. You wouldn't be able to do that at home, or even a math class, sometimes you partner up to do the math homework. It's a lot easier if you have someone there working with you, or the teacher there to help you, than just going home and maybe not having your parents help you, or just being too stressed, or any of the other aspects that you don't.
Okay, one thing I'd like to point out is one of the main benefits of having homework is that not having someone help you 24/7. It develops problem-solving skills, which are necessary in everyday life. Another thing I would like to state is homework is a way for teachers to gauge how kids are doing. Without homework, teachers won't know what kids are struggling and who to help, and what if they're doing a good job at teaching it. All right,
Are we
that's,
able to fire back to that?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
okay.
Well, first you can do like small pop quiz or tests. That's a reason, a way that they could. Or
That
again,
is another
in
way.
independent working class, you can hand out like a worksheet that you do in class. You can hand them out, then they can grade that.
Which is not 24-hour, it's a 24-hour assistance from the teacher, it's independent, and that's all we have to say.
you're on.
Okay, well, as we had mentioned, that you should not get teacher 24/7 to help you with your things. Well, as you may know, you two teachers, you have the common sense to not tell the answers to your students, to not say that's how you exactly do it, and do everything for them. You help them. That's the point of teacher helping. What you think? You don't. You don't do their work for them. You're just helping them. So then later on in the school year, they can remember how to do that. That you're not going to be right next to them each 24/7, like you said. Also, tutoring could be a solution to this. It can help just to people that have trouble in certain class. Tutoring could help instead of doing homework. Yes, class sizes. A lot of people. Okay, so in smaller classes, you can get groups that can help you with your independent work. Also, there's Duke University. It says no strong evidence was found for an association between homework achievement link and the outcome measures. So that means that there's no association proof, there's no strong evidence that homework is it has a link with your achievement, your grades, and stuff like that. Again, I'll restate this. Homework. We're talking right now. We're going against homework, not independent work in class. That could be a worksheet that you can hand in again, and they could grade that worksheet. That's all.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the phrase "no pain, no gain"? Raise your hand if you've heard that phrase before. Think about it this way: if you want to get big and strong, are you just gonna automatically bulk up by just sitting around doing nothing all day? It's not how it works, right? You gotta work out, you gotta lift weights. Otherwise, you're not gonna grow. It's the same thing with our brains. If you don't exercise your brain by doing homework and other such things, you're not gonna get smarter. It's just not how it works. Studies show that when you learn a new word, you have to learn it 17 times before you can effectively use it in a sentence. What? Oh. Okay. The Roslyn School principal, Nick Catalifos, I don't know how to say his last name, it's weird. Anyway, he's quoted as saying this: "I think homework gives kids an opportunity to practice what they have learned in school. And it's also a good thing because it's an opportunity for parents to see what their kids are working on. Homework is a way for teachers to see where their students are at academically and what they understand and what they don't understand. Most educators believe homework can encourage good study habits that endure. As a 2010 report on homework in elementary schools from the Council Superior de, oh, it's a French stuff. You know about that. It's from the Montreal Gazette, that's where this is from. The report on the thing, an arm's length, I can't read most of that stuff, it's like French.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay, like I said, homework is a way for teachers to gauge what the students understand and what they do not understand. Also, you guys mentioned groups. You talked about how you thought it would be good for groups of students to get together and work together.
To help each other.
To help each other. Well, is it just me, or what? Is this what happens when kids get in groups? They all circle around and they go, who's the one in here who's got the best grades? And they pick that child out, and they elect him or her to do all the work, and that's how it ends up being. And the rest of them just sit around and do whatever they do. This is not cross-examination. Yeah. When you get in a group, it's not everybody equal. Okay, out of any groups that you guys have been, raise your hand if everybody has equally done all the work together. Most of the time they don't. Another thing, groups like that exercise cheating a lot. Make the wall, flip to the back of the book, get the answers on the back, yeah, exactly. Another thing, you guys talk about class sizes, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, class sizes. With bigger classes, it's really, really hard to be able to get everybody to do the independent work and get help they need in class, but they shouldn't even be getting help. They should be learning it on their own. Problem-solving skills. You don't have a teacher sitting with you every day at your job. Teachers, do you have a teacher behind you teaching you how to teach at your job? No, you don't. It just doesn't work like that. If you're an engineer, if you go into engineering, do you have your professor from Northern or School of Mines standing behind you telling you how to do stuff? No. Homework is a necessary tool to learn. You have to exercise your brain to make it bigger. America.